Et bonjour tout le monde, bonjour, j'espère que vous allez bien, j'espère que vous avez passé une bonne journée. Moi pas. Hop, let's go, on enchaîne. Même si cette musique est très calme. Voilà. Faut qu'on en parle quoi, hein. Voilà. C'est une honte. C'est une honte. Il y a un total de 33% des votants qui ont voté pour l'extrême droite. C'est une honte. C'est une honte, putain de merde. Et il y a 28% des votants qui ont voté pour Macron. C'est une honte. Excusez-moi, pardon, mais c'est une honte. C'est Non mais sérieusement quoi. Sérieusement. Je... Pays de con, hein, comme on peut dire, hein, littéralement pays de con. Oh la vache. Mais bon, on va essayer du coup de penser un peu à autre chose. De voir un petit peu... autre chose. Je vais pas vous le cacher, j'étais un peu en mode est-ce que je stream Greedfall parce que j'ai juste envie de me défouler. Le truc c'est que j'ai pas de jeu sur lequel je peux me défouler actuellement. Alors du coup bon voilà. Ou alors c'est des jeux genre Returnal ou Hades. Mais ça spoil quand même, je suis quand même assez avancé dans ces jeux-là, donc ça vous aurait spoilé, ça aurait été un peu con de vous spoiler pour ça. Ouais, non, bah tant pis, c'est pas grave. Voilà, on va faire du Greedfall, et puis voilà, on va avancer dans Greedfall, on va essayer de penser à un peu autre chose. Ces élections de merde là. Donc du coup, dans Greedfall, où est-ce qu'on en était là est la question un peu plus. On avait réussi à... Merde. Putain, je me suis fait mal, ça oui. Alors on avait du coup fait pas mal de quêtes annexes et normalement on était parti pour continuer la quête principale, si je ne dis pas de bêtises. Ah. Ah, je savais pas que je pouvais mettre un casque. Bah on met un casque du coup. Voilà. Tout simplement. Maintenant j'ai un casque. Ok. En torse j'ai quoi? Oh. Ah. Oh. D'accord. Ah, ça, on va le foutre dans un coffre, du coup. Oui. Hop. Ça, c'est quoi, ça? Hmm. D'accord. Hop. Et ça, c'est un anneau. Alors, du coup, ça, c'est la quête principale. Concernant les quêtes annexes, ouais, il y avait du coup plus de quêtes annexes. On est bien d'accord là-dessus. Je regarde juste un petit peu là où j'en étais dans le guide, vite fait. Donc du coup, il faut arriver à là où, du coup, le secret du prince en essayant de voir si tout le monde n'a pas un petit peu des quêtes à proposer, parce que du coup les alliés ont des quêtes à proposer, il faut toutes les faire. Faut être ami avec tout le monde, donc voilà. Alors... ensuite... tac, 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 tac. Ok. Du coup... du coup, on peut peut-être voyager directement jusqu'à Nouvelle-Sérène, du coup. Parce que du coup, c'est là qu'il faut aller. On a plus de quête à faire, nulle part et tout ça. Allez, c'est parti. Let's go. Ah, ou alors je fais... Ouais, non. Non, je suis pas... Non. Alors du coup, déjà, oui. Première chose... Ah, non, oui. Donc attention, hein, ce que vous avez vu, c'est pas la connexion. Vous inquiétez pas, non, non, c'est le jeu. C'est le jeu qui a dit non, tout simplement. Ah oui, j'ai un nouveau pistolet. Ah ouais, non, mais c'est précision 3 aussi, donc ouais, non. Mais il est meilleur que celui-là, disons. Ah, c'est dommage. Alors du coup, hop, non. Tac, 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 tac. Et du coup, bah oui. Allez, hop, au revoir. Tout simplement. Ensuite, on va voir vite fait malgré tout. Hop. Non, eux, on s'en fout. Arme, c'est non. Torse. Ouais, mais je vais devoir lui reprendre la tenue, sinon c'est chiant. Euh... non. Les gants, non. Les chaussures, non plus. Et toi? Non, ça te va pas, ça? Non, ok. La tête. Ah! Je peux avoir des meilleurs trucs pour lui. Let's go. Eh, mais il a une petite queue de cheval, dis donc! Non, il a juste une grosse touffe de cheveux. Ah ouais, non, mais il a pas la même gueule, dis donc, sans casque. Hein. Alors, Tours. Non. Main. Non plus. Et les gants. Non plus. Ok, nickel. Hop, on va vendre. Ouais, on leur vend. Allez, let's go. Au niveau des pistolets... Allez, ça on leur vend. Celui-là est meilleur quand j'arriverai à le contrôler. Ce sera bien. Ensuite... Si. Ah si, il me semblait bien que j'avais un nouveau truc. Attendez, déjà. Hop. On va mettre la meilleure armure. Et la meilleure armure, c'est celle-là. Voilà. Ça, c'est la meilleure armure. Ensuite. Là. Je vais avancer? Non. L3. Par... Ah non, j'aurais pas fait comme ça, moi. J'aurais plutôt fait en mode... les factions, c'est mieux. Donc là, on a du coup... Les guerriers... Non, j'en ai pas d'autres. Là, on a du coup... c'est bon. Non, visiblement, les seuls où j'ai, c'est ça, en fait. Et hop, let's go. Nickel. Les gants, ça s'en va. Ça s'en va. On s'en fout. Et ok. Et nickel, c'est bon. On est parti. On a fait du tri. Alors... Du coup... On en est où déjà? Bon déjà il faut aller parler avec le cousin. On a des trucs à dire au cousin. Eh au cousin. Excusez-moi. Voilà, on va enfin avancer dans l'histoire. C'est parti. Wesh, salut!
Cousin! You have returned to me. Your absence was sorely felt.
You don't appear to be in top form. Are house intrigues keeping you from finding proper sleep?
No, nothing to bring me nightmares as of yet. I'm blaming it on the change of diet. Now, tell me what adventures you've been up to. If you only knew how bored I grow behind these walls.
I would like, if you would allow me the honor, to introduce Bishop Petrus, Emissary of Talameh.
Your Highness, may the light warm you in its holy embrace.
Enchanted to meet you, my father.
I've come here to present respects from Talameh, and best wishes from the Mother Cardinal.
She has my most sincere thanks. But before speaking further, I would like to discuss matters with my cousin, if you would be so kind.
Any news of your parents?
No. With the time it takes to travel to the continent, it's not surprising. But I don't miss them. My father's next letter will certainly be full of his usual disdain. As for my mother, you know her. She's probably too busy planning her next assassination to have noticed my absence.
We were not able, alas, to stop the clash between the forces of the Alliance and Siora's clan. We arrived at the village and battlefield too late. The Queen fell.
I'm extremely sorry for your loss, Princess.
Thank you. My sister survived, fortunately, and we are recovering from this tragedy together. But our clan was extremely weakened by this battle and by recent events.
We shall keep a close eye on the Bridge Alliance and their undertakings. Rest assured.
You should know that the battle took place in the middle of ancient ruins. The ruins were quite strange. We discovered a fresco that I am certain was crafted by continental hands.
Really? And how ancient are these ruins? Could they date back to the first landings of the Bridge Alliance?
They date much farther back than their arrival would explain. My mother and my grandmother have always known them.
Siora told me of a legend that spoke of them. About a people from the sea that were vanquished there.
Do you think it was the Nauts?
It is not our custom to found a landlocked settlement. We have our islands, and it is enough for us.
If they are ancient, perhaps your people once practiced older customs. This story is troubling, but it reminds me of something that I once read in the reports of Lady Morange. You should go and find her. Perhaps she could tell us more about them.
Very well.
Anything else?
I have been to the neighboring cities as you asked of me.
Tell me then. Was your journey adventurous?
Well, I was able to gain audience with the governors, give them your regards, and glean some information. The Bridge Alliance believes that a remedy could possibly be found by studying the local flora. They are quite motivated, but their research expedition has gone missing, and there is no sign of life. And since they themselves are under constant attack, they cannot spare a rescue party to investigate. The Mother Cardinal, in her opinion, believes the Malachor to be the result of a curse.
A curse cast by a demon, an evil creature worshipped by a cult of island natives. If you would allow me to second the request of our Mother Cardinal, we are in dire need of your help. Our inquisitors are hardly diplomats But I should let you finish, my daughter.
They have started their investigations in a village where strange events have been taking place, but they are unable to get to the bottom of it. The population keeps its secrets, and Talameh hopes that we might help them learn more about the cult.
This is all extremely interesting. You have lived up to my expectations, as always. That said, we find ourselves between the rock and the hard place. The bridge is already in open conflict with the island natives. Talameh and their inquisitors... We're going to have to tread on eggshells, but let's follow all the clues to their mysteries. We need to help them continue their investigations. Perhaps one will lead us to something useful.
I don't have a lot of men, as well you know, and since I only trust you among them, take Kurt and any others that seem useful. I wouldn't want anything bad to happen to you.
If you would allow me, Your Highness, I would be honored to assist your cousin on her investigation.
Very well, then. You could start by indicating the precise location of your nasty village.
Of course, Your Highness. I should have thought of that sooner. Allow me to mark the location on your map, my daughter.
Thank you. Have no fear, Constantine. I will take care of all matters at hand.
Anything else?
I'm going to leave now. Goodbye, Constantine.
Look out for yourself.
Ok, donc... Alors... On a du coup 2 nouvelles cartes. Enfin, 2 nouvelles quêtes. On va d'abord sortir. Ah. Attendez, il faut parler à Kurt. Visiblement, la quête de Kurt a avancé. Là, du coup, c'est les nouvelles quêtes. Donc, quête principale. Ok. Et la quête secondaire. Ah, la quête de Kurt. Parti. Voilà. On va sauvegarder. Évidemment, toujours sauvegarder. C'est important.
Greenblood, my friend. My contacts have spoken. I was able to discover the location of this infamous Phantom training camp.
Do you still think they should be held accountable?
More than ever. You know that I recruited Raynor. I want to know what kind of hornet's nest I led him into. I want to know what these madmen did. But I fear if I go alone, I might not be able to control myself. And I won't learn anything. I need the help of my best student.
How can I refuse such a request? Well then, let's go. Du coup... On va enlever Petrus. Voilà. Allez, let's go. Et du coup, on va continuer la quête de Kurt. Alors, où est-ce qu'il faut aller? On va voir du coup si c'est un endroit connu ou pas. Voyager. Ah, c'est juste là. C'est parti. Ah mais il a une quête, Petrus. Alors Petrus, on va te parler juste après. On termine la quête de Kurt et après on s'occupe de la quête de Petrus. Alors où est-ce qu'on est, d'accord. C'est pas un endroit où j'avais pas réussi à aller. Il me semble que c'est un truc comme ça. J'ai l'armure des données, normalement ça devrait le faire. Attention, il y a des mobs. Alors, on va sauvegarder. Voilà. Alors, on peut rentrer? Si on peut rentrer. Ah ah. Nouvelle zone à explorer. Oui, ils se font... C'est naze comme camp.
Bonjour.
I was informed of your arrival by my sentinels, but I didn't think it would be you, Kurt.
Rolf, you're the leader of this camp.
You two know each other.
We train together. We haven't seen each other in a long time. A very long time.
The world of warriors is very small, Kurt. What brings you here, my old comrade? And who are these people with you? They're not one of us?
My name is Desadeh. I'm the legate of the merchant congregation.
And I'm Siora, Donegad, of the Gaiusrad.
These people sure are important. So, what are you doing here?
I've heard things about this place. About this very special camp.
And we wanted to see what it was all about with our own eyes.
That's very nice of you, but visitors aren't welcome in this camp. What goes on here is only the guards' business.
Does the same apply to me?
Listen, Kurt. I can give you and your friends some answers, but only because it's you. Anyway, knowing you as well as I do, I'm aware I'm not going to get rid of you that easily. So, what would you like to know?
What is it you do here? And why is this place kept secret, even from your comrades in the guard?
The natives have their magic, and we have to train elites to be able to face them. That's what we're doing here. Our role is sensitive, and our location obviously cannot be revealed to the whole island.
Does this man not realize that I'm a Donegad?
I noticed you're a native, but you're a friend of Kurt's, so I trust you will be discreet.
I see the reason for this kind of training. The Bridge Alliance would be particularly interested in soldiers like these. And yet I've never heard of this elite squadron.
We're still in the early stages of the program. We don't want to rush things. And our leaders demand secrecy. Orders are orders.
This is a huge camp for such a secret location. How's it organized?
The main building is reserved for officers and the wounded. The front and rear of the camp are dedicated to combat training. But most exercises take place outside.
Impressive. And how do you manage recruitment?
Only the best come here. Those who have combat experience. Once they arrive, they're separated into 2 squadrons, each led and trained by a lieutenant. But you already know all of this, Kurt. It must bring back memories.
Yes.
Will you tell us about your training?
That's a sensitive topic. Most exercises take place in the field to get the men used to it. The natives' knowledge of the environment gives them as much of an advantage as their magic. But if you want to know more, you should ask my lieutenant instructors.
Actually, we found out about this camp while we were looking for someone.
A kid I recruited. Rainer.
Oh. I didn't know he was one of yours. My condolences. I was told he died in an accident in the harbor.
Don't insult my intelligence, Rolf.
All right. Since you're here, I guess there's no point in lying to you anymore. The accident occurred during a maneuver. It's regrettable, but these things happen, you know?
We've taken up enough of your time, Captain.
I agree, and I have things to do.
I'd like to question your lieutenant instructors, if you don't mind. To ask them about Rainer.
You've become a real sap. Fine. But try not to disrupt the day's schedule too much. Goodbye.
I'm sorry. I couldn't contain my anger.
I noticed. Good thing you know this captain so well. I don't think he would have let us investigate otherwise.
I'm not sure it's a good thing, really.
You don't seem to like this man.
Rolf doesn't bring back good memories for me. But let's continue. I want to know what's going on here.
Ça pue. Ça pue, ça pue, ça pue. Alors. Bonjour.
Lieutenant.
Captain.
My friend here would like to learn more about this camp.
At your orders, Captain. Madam?
Can you tell us about your squadron?
The recruits who come here are the best. And in my squadron, they get even better. I don't know what else to tell you. They're disciplined, rigorous, and effective.
Exactly what you'd expect from the best soldiers.
What kind of training takes place in your ranks?
Combat in natural settings. Combat against the savages' magic.
I'm very curious about how you train against the magic the natives use.
Now, these are complex, secret maneuvers. I'm very sorry, but I can't tell you anymore.
That's a pity. It would definitely be instructive.
I heard the recruit Rainer trained here. What can you tell me about him?
Oh, he was a good one. He died a little while ago.
So we've heard. Your captain told us he died during a maneuver. Can you tell us more?
The training we do outside can be dangerous. Unfortunately, Rainer fell to his death in a ravine.
He fell?
During a simulated ambush. I know, it's not glorious, but it happens. I'd like to get back to work now, if you'll allow it, Captain.
Go on. We're gonna go talk to some of your recruits.
I hope that it won't take too long. We're all very busy here.
We'll be quick, Lieutenant.
The story about training against magic is a lie. This lieutenant has no idea what he's talking about.
So what could they be training recruits for here, then?
I don't know. But whatever it is, I don't like it. Soldier!
Yes, Captain.
At ease. We have some questions for you.
Me? At your orders, Captain.
You look exhausted. Is training that rough here?
Well, it's difficult at first, but you get through it. Taming fatigue. That's the key to it all.
Haven't you ever wanted to stop? You've never doubted your vocation.
I'm not a coward, nor a weakling. The strength of the shadow.
What is that? Your motto?
Our squadrons, Captain.
You seem concerned about your comrades. You keep looking at them.
No, not at all.
Are you afraid of what they might think of you?
Absolutely not, Captain. We are all of one mind in this squadron. We are very united.
Since this is such a close-knit squadron, you must have known Rainer.
Yes, of course. But he's not part of the squadron any longer. He left.
Really?
I don't know what you're trying to get me to say, Captain. Rainer left the squadron because he was sent on a mission. There's nothing more to say.
Sorry, mate, but that's not what happened.
I don't know anything more.
Thank you. That will be all.
Thank you, madam. Captain.
Good heavens. I feel like a bogeyman.
These recruits are clearly scared to let any information slip.
It's as if their life depended on it.
Ça pue. Il y a Anguille sous roche. On nous cache quelque chose. Bonjour.
Lieutenant!
Respectfully, Captain.
Here is my friend, the legate of the merchant congregation. She would like to ask you a few questions.
At your orders. I'm listening, sires.
How do the various squadrons in this camp differ from one another?
The recruits I train are intended to carry out more subtle actions.
Really? What kind?
I teach them how to blend into the background, understand customs, observe, and know when to strike.
That's strange. These skills are normally associated with assassins rather than soldiers.
These skills are always useful, regardless of the enemy or the setting.
What kind of training do your men undergo?
I can't go into details, but they learn discipline and to outdo themselves.
You mean to blindly follow orders, even to their death?
But No, Captain. We also teach them to analyze situations, so that they know when to act to avoid risking their lives.
How did you become an instructor in this camp?
I have led numerous squadrons before, and I've trained hundreds of recruits on the continent. I worked with Captain Rolf in the past, and when I arrived on the island, he recommended me for this position.
That's very impressive. And I expect that you're familiar with the natives' environment and magic.
Yes, of course.
Alors, du coup, l'interroger sur les particularités de son escouade. Ah oui, non, il y a juste du coup le charisme à faire. Oh, il n'y a aucun problème, nickel.
Kurt, don't you think that someone this talented fits what we're looking for? You see, we need to find someone who can replace Kurt to oversee my cousin's security.
Your cousin is the governor of New Serene, I've heard. It's a prestigious position. I don't doubt my abilities, but an offer like this, made so suddenly, must have a price.
We can't hide anything from you.
We're trying to find out what happened to Raina, a recruit who trained here.
That name doesn't sound familiar. He must have been in the Shadow Squadron.
The other lieutenant's squadron.
Yes. I'm sorry. Haven't been much use to you. Did something happen to him?
He died. His body was thrown into the harbor to make it look like he drowned.
I guess it was one of your recruits. My condolences, Captain.
We'll question some of your soldiers.
At your orders, but please be quick. I'd like to get on with training.
Ok, alors du coup, là il y en a deux à interroger. Alors... Hop, on n'oublie pas du coup. Voilà, on n'oublie pas de sauvegarder. Parce que j'ai oublié de sauvegarder.
Hello, soldier. Captain?
We need information. Your instructor authorized us to question you.
Of course, madam. I'm listening.
How would you describe your training? Do you train outside the camp much?
Yes, we do. Well, not exclusively.
Really? Yet we've been told that your unit specialized in actions over difficult terrain.
Yes, I think so. Well, yes, that's true.
Problems remembering things, soldier?
No, Captain.
What's it like in your squadron?
Very good. The Phantom Squadron is made up only of the very best.
Do you trust your comrades?
We're like 5 fingers on one hand, madam. I would trust them with my life.
You've sure got the military spirit.
Yes, Captain.
We've learned that a recruit died in an accident during a maneuver. Does this happen often?
No. Of course not. Only to those who aren't strong enough.
That's strange. I was told that this recruit was very talented.
I don't know what to tell you. It's possible. If you don't mind, I'd like to get back to my training.
He seems afraid that an accident might befall him too.
No, it's not that. I just don't want to fall behind schedule.
Very well. Go on.
Excellence. Captain.
These kids are scared to death.
Yes. This boy's answers about his training seem pretty dubious to me.
You can't hide the lies.
Alors, on sauvegarde au cas où. Toujours. Et on va parler à l'autre. Salut Xiodio! C'est quoi la honte? C'est les résultats des présidentielles pour le premier tour en France. C'est la honte. Voilà.
Soldier, Captain.
Comment tu vas? Alors.
We'd like to learn more about your training.
I have nothing to say about it, my lady.
Really? Go on, it's not a difficult question. What do you do during training?
Ça va bien, ça va bien.
This is a test, Captain.
No, it's not a test. You may speak freely.
Well, training is difficult, but we can't complain, Captain.
That's an interesting way to phrase it. You're very united in this squadron. At least that's what I've been told.
United. You could say that, yes. Until death.
That's rather sinister. Does the name Raina sound familiar to you?
Yeah. Well, no, not really.
You seem rather hesitant. Afraid of being reprimanded by your lieutenant?
No. Well, not at all. It's just that I can't tell you anything about Recruit Raina. And we're lucky to have the lieutenant as our instructor, Captain.
We should leave this soldier to his work.
Your name, soldier?
Wilhelm. First class recruit Wilhelm, Spectre Squadron.
Keep it up, Wilhelm.
Lieutenants, report.
Captain?
Could you give us a few minutes and take us around the site? I've never been here before, and I'm curious to see what goes on.
I'm not sure if we can, Captain.
We are on duty, Captain.
Right, Lieutenant. Let's go! Are you coming with us?
No, thank you. I'd rather stay here. Take in some fresh air.
As you like. In that case, see
Ça marche, merci d'être passé. Alors, du coup, on fait quoi? Ah, faut interroger les recrues maintenant que le lieutenant il est parti. D'accord. Interroger les recrues maintenant qu'il est parti. Alors, on sauvegarde au cas où s'il y a un truc concernant le charisme ou la vigueur. Alors.
Wilhelm, we need to talk. And don't worry, Captain Kurt will make sure your superior doesn't come this way.
Why are you doing this?
We didn't think you'd say anything as long as she was here.
If you noticed, others will have too. They'll make me pay.
Even more reason to talk. If we have proof, we can take action and close this camp.
Very well. What would you like to know?
What's really going on here? We know that Raina didn't die in an accident.
This is supposed to be a training camp for the Guard's elite. Only the most talented recruits are allowed to join. This is an immense honor, an extraordinary chance. That's what we're told every day. But in reality, it's just hell.
Tell me about the training you undergo here.
It's more torture than anything else. We're constantly beaten and humiliated, and the slightest complaint only leads to more blows. They even push us to police one another, so we don't dare talk. Whatever the orders, we put our heads down, grit our teeth, and obey.
And they call us barbarians. We could never put our own children through this.
I heard them tell you about the specialist training against the natives in hostile environments. But what they teach us would be more useful for assassins.
As for Raina, do you know what happened to him?
Yes. One day he just couldn't stand it any longer. He disobeyed orders, he fought back, and people got hurt. That's when things blew up. They summoned him for night training.
What does that entail?
It doesn't have much to do with real training. They call us up for it at the last minute. The weakest serve as punching bags for the others, who are encouraged to beat them. If we refuse, we too become the targets. So we join in and strike. If you're looking to punish Raina's murderer, you can start with me. We all have his blood on our hands.
Thank you for telling us all of this. You should get back to your comrades.
I hope you can do something. Have this camp closed. Otherwise I'll soon be as dead as Raina.
We understand the risk you've taken. We won't let you down.
Thank you. Really. That was truly fascinating.
Captain?
I've seen everything I needed to see. You can leave us.
Yes, Captain.
Shall we go?
Ok. Alors. Faut partir, c'est ça? C'est ça, il faut partir.
Kurt, Wilhelm has spoken.
What did he tell you?
He said the recruits go through hell. They are humiliated, spy on each other, get bullied. It's essentially torture. Raina wouldn't stand for these methods. He rebelled and was summoned for night training.
Are you sure he used that term?
Yes. But he told me it's not really training. That recruits are summoned.
And the others beat them. Sometimes to death. I know.
You know about this kind of training?
Yeah. I thought it was a thing of the past. What a monster. How dare he?
I'm so sorry. I'm lost for words. Tell me, did you learn anything new?
I scouted out the site. There's two parts of the barracks we should look at more closely. Rolf's quarters and the basement, which they refused to open for me.
You're full of anger, Sengots. Take a deep breath and think. Then tell us your plan.
Let's wait for nightfall. We'll sneak into the camp unseen, search the barracks, the private quarters, and then the basement.
We might also try to find out where this night training takes place.
Yes. I wouldn't want other young recruits to lose their lives tonight. Especially Wilhelm.
Ok. On y va. On est des ninjas, on va s'introduire. C'est parti.
Strange. There's no one left in this part of the camp.
Maybe they're in the combat pit behind the barracks. I saw it when I visited the camp. Or they've already left for their night training.
Je m'en fous, techniquement j'ai la bonne tenue, ça devrait le faire.
Rolf's office. He surely has the key to the basement.
Alors... Il n'y a rien à récupérer par ici. On va essayer de voir s'il n'y a pas... Ça c'est la cantine. Ok. Et bah pas de loot. Pas de loot dans le coin. Pardon, cassez-vous. Mais cassez-vous. Alors. Donc il faut aller d'abord en haut. Pour après pouvoir aller en bas. Cassez-vous! Cassez-vous de la porte! Alors, nous avons ici des clés. Clés de la salle de torture. Un rouleau. Je vous félicite pour le travail que vous avez accompli. Vous avez parfaitement rempli votre mission jusqu'ici et plusieurs de vos recrues fantômes ont déjà été placés auprès des gouvernements comme prévu. Le Major Herman m'a informé que vous aviez eu quelques pertes, rien cependant qui ne doit changer nos plans. Continuez sur cette voie et nous serons bientôt prêts à agir.
This letter is disturbing, Kurt. It confirms that several deaths have been disguised in order to keep this camp secret. But it says that the recruits trained here have been assigned to governors from different cities. And yet I'm sure that Constantine knows nothing about these elite units. The conclusion of the letter also confirms that the commander is pleased with what's been going on here.
So Torsten knew.
So it seems, including about the deaths.
He's gone too far. He dishonors us all. Sieglinder was right.
Ouais, parce que moi je sais ce qui va se passer parce que je me suis un peu spoilé sans faire exprès, mais ils font ça pour une raison précise. Vos recrues sont bien arrivées à Saint-Mathéus et répondent tout à fait à nos attentes. Je n'attendais pas moins d'un de mes meilleurs élèves. J'ai fait en sorte que le commandeur sache quel bon travail vous avez accompli dans votre camp fantôme. Je ne doute pas qu'il saura vous récompenser. Si les recrues envoyées dans les autres villes sont tout aussi efficaces, vous serez bientôt nommé Major vous aussi. Alors... Voilà. Ensuite... Pour redescendre et aller en bas. Alors... Ninja. Y'a personne ici. Oh mais je pouvais pirater. Enfin je pouvais pirater.
What could have happened in here?
I know this smell only too well. Fear, blood, death.
These people have turned this place into a site of suffering. It will take years of work to erase its traces.
Voilà, il va y avoir baston. Capitaine, comme ordonné, nous avons procédé à l'entraînement des recrues nouvellement arrivées. Certaines semblaient cependant mal supporter le manque de sommeil. Elles ont donc été envoyées dans la salle noire pour être endurcies. Nous avons eu une perte, mais l'expérience s'est montrée très efficace, car bien qu'un peu affaiblies à la ressortie, elles se sont montrées beaucoup plus volontaires par la suite.
This document explains a lot. They torture the soldiers to break them. Rainer shows up on this list more than once. He gave them a lot of problems.
Those who resist too much are lynched during night training. Rolf, you'll pay for this.
Kurt, Wilhelm's name was added to tonight's training.
That's the young man who helped us, isn't it? They will probably kill him for it.
We can't let them kill him. We must stop this training immediately.
The risk is that Rolf will ambush us.
If this boy dies because of us, I will never forgive myself.
C'est parti. On va passer par là.
I refuse to let these recruits pay for the bastards who manipulate them. Let's avoid spilling blood in vain.
You surprise me once again, Kurt. You're full of compassion for these youngsters.
They're just kids. There has to be a way to reason with them.
We'll do what we can, Kurt. I can't promise anything more.
Ok. Ah oui, là ça va être chaud. Est-ce qu'on peut du coup les endormir peut-être? C'est juste... Ouais. On va sauvegarder. On va voir si c'est possible de faire juste une attaque normale. Mais en mode dodo quoi. Parce que si on le tue, c'est nul. C'est pas ce que je voulais faire. Donc non, il faut pas faire ça. Ok. Non mais au moins comme ça on le sait. Au moins comme ça on le sait, on est au courant. On peut pas faire ça comme ça. Et du coup... Ah, mais il était bugué. C'est ça le truc, il était bugué, bah oui. Ah... Ah! Ah! Non, putain. Allez, va te faire foutre. Non, mais c'est quoi cette phase d'infiltration de naze, là? Oh là là. Ah, et maintenant, du coup, il prend un autre chemin. Ok. D'accord. Ah, et puis avec la faible... Ah putain, mais nique-toi, toi. Ah, je te jure, j'arrivais plus à comprendre où est-ce qu'il fallait que j'aille. Ah là là là. Méchant.
C'est honteux.
T'es honteux. Claude Bouffon, ah, et puis il va du coup reprendre un autre chemin, non mais merde. Ils sont deux. Non mais c'est quoi ces PNJ à la con, hein? Non. Non. Mais putain, mais le jeu, bordel, il m'avait pas vu. Oh, normalement les PNJ ils agissent pas comme ça, qu'est-ce qu'il fout là? C'est hallucinant. Ah puis maintenant là il a bugué donc il va pas bouger. Ouais non mais quand il... Quand ils ont l'impression de te voir, en fait, ils courent vers toi pour une raison inconnue. D'accord. Bugué comme pas possible. Hein. La vache. Qu'est-ce que c'est mauvais. Je suis désolé. Hein. Mais c'est pas très bon. C'est bon. On a réussi, je crois. Non. Voilà. Attendez. Mais monte, bordel. Ah là là, je te jure.
Nobody saw us. All we have to do is ambush them in the pit.
Ah, je sens le combat tout pourri qui arrive par contre. Hein. On save. Et j'ai pas envie de recommencer tout ça. Alors.
Rolf, you bastard, how could you be part of this disgrace?
You know that this is how the best soldiers are made.
Soldiers, grab your weapons! Death to the traitors!
Stop! Soldiers, are you really going to obey these scoundrels? Do I need to remind you of the Guard's motto? Where is your honor?
I won't repeat myself, recruits. Execute these traitors!
Soldiers, listen to your captain. You are the victims of these monsters, and we are here to save you. We're doing our best to avoid a fight, to spare your lives.
Well, what do you want us to do? We have orders, and we know what will happen to us if we don't obey.
Enough! To arms! Attack!
Must I remind you what happened to Raina?
And however many others perished to fuel the ambitions of this camp's leader.
Is this what you were promised when you were recruited?
No. No.
Réussi.
Honor and glory. We've strayed far from all that. Let's surrender. Anything is better than dying here like dogs.
How dare you! You know what awaits you.
Shut up, you idiots. You're no longer in a position to threaten anyone.
You're finally here.
Sorry, Captain. The boy resisted longer than planned.
You were spared the shame of seeing how far your comrades have fallen.
What happened?
They surrendered. Like the weaklings they are.
That should make the next night training sessions interesting.
What have you done with Wilhelm?
He received the punishment for traitors and insurgents.
Whoa,
like
whoa, whoa.
Raina before him.
Kurt, I'm terribly sorry. We should have...
saved him first. We're responsible for his death.
Oh putain, mais ils pouvaient aller le sauver, mais non.
But you know who's really responsible.
Attendez, parce que là, moi, le jeu, il va me saouler. Attendez. Non, non, chut. Tais-toi. Oh là là, mais qu'est-ce que c'est chiant. Mais moi, j'ai vu qu'il y avait qu'un seul objectif, c'était d'aller retrouver l'autre. Pour moi, Willem, il était avec eux. Mais qu'est-ce que c'est mal expliqué, bordel de merde. Ah, me saoule. Il me saoule, il me saoule. Alors... Ah non, sinon là on aurait dû se retaper tout le truc, etc. Ah non, non, moi j'ai justement, je dois pas perdre de réputation avec Kurt. Alors, non. Du coup, c'est... Putain, nique-toi. C'est pas ça. Alors... Où est, du coup, Willem? D'accord. Alors c'est moi qui ai pas vu, mais quand même ça m'a expliqué. Le jeu l'explique absolument pas comme ça. Hein. Pour moi, tout devait être dans le, du coup dans le truc. Ah, donc c'est par là qu'on va ressortir après. Merci. Alors... Juste l'idée de refaire tout le camp là, ça me saoule déjà, mais bon, là pas le choix. Ah non, c'est mal expliqué. Alors...
Despite what Wilhelm told me, I wasn't expecting this. He's getting destroyed.
They'll kill him. We can't let them get away with it.
Stop! We won't let you kill this boy like you killed Raina.
Soldiers! Do you realize what you're doing?
Captain? But...
You shouldn't be here. This time, you won't get away with it. To arms!
When my master of arms was in the guard, he always repeated, fight with honor. What honor is there in lynching one of your own when he's defenseless? What honor is there in being forced to kill one another the moment one of you refuses to toe the line?
None. We followed orders. Nothing more.
You've been manipulated. But it's not too late to refuse all of this, to act with honor.
You're right, Captain. It's over, Lieutenant. We will no longer beat our own.
Imbeciles! Traitors!
To my health! And death to the others! To my health! And death to the others!
On est en train de la bully. Allez, la bully, la bully, la bully. Voilà. Casse-toi, Kurt, je veux looter.
Will you be all right?
I'm wounded, but I'll survive. Thanks to you. I'm eternally grateful.
Come, Wilhelm. We'll help you get home. We owe you that at least.
I'm counting on you to bring him back to the camp in one piece.
Yes, Captain.
Well then, let's go. We can't let that vermin Rolf escape us.
Voilà. Bon, ça c'est bien. Alors, du coup...
Let's hope that Rolf didn't hear the sounds of combat. Surprise is our best ally.
You're right. Let's try to approach discreetly.
Du coup, on avait un chemin. Attendez, je regarde un petit peu vite fait. Ah, il n'y avait pas de chemin. Ah si, il y a peut-être un petit... Ah oui, non, mais il y a un truc, mais on peut pas le faire parce que j'ai pas assez de vigueur. Il il y avait du coup peut-être un autre moyen du coup d'atteindre le camp et tout ça. Ok. Alors. Voilà. Et là, du coup, on va resave normalement, puisqu'on a fait ce qu'il fallait. Alors j'espère par contre que ça va pas être chiant pour pouvoir repartir. Pas aller trop loin. Faut en profiter, faut en profiter, faut en profiter. Faut en profiter, faut en profiter, faut en profiter. Ah, nique ta mère, vas-y. Nique-toi le jeu. Oh là là, mais non, il me voit pas, putain, je suis passé à côté, etc. Il m'a pas vu. Un peu de bon sens. Ah, je te jure. Je sens que ça va être chiant. Surtout que là, en plus, là, les bonhommes, ils sont partis déjà, donc... la save, elle va être infernale. Le personnage, tu ne me vois pas. Mais qu'est-ce qu'il... Qu'est-ce qu'il fout? Mais qu'est-ce qu'il fout? Oh là là. Oh, il change tout le temps les rondes, ça n'a aucun sens. Purée, non mais sérieusement. Non, mais merde, va te faire foutre le jeu là, tu me saoules. Oh là là. Mais on fait pas de séquences d'infiltration si on sait pas les faire, mince. Voyons. Non mais le problème en plus c'est qu'il y a un mob qui s'est foutu là-bas là en plein milieu comme un gros gland. On sait pas ce qu'on doit faire du coup pour lui échapper, tu vois. C'est pas ce que je voulais faire. Non, on se calme. À terre. Putain, j'arrive. Ah, c'est là. Oh, c'est vraiment naze. Non mais là je suis bloqué. complètement bloqué en fait. Oh là là là, mais je te jure, mais bordel, mais qu'est-ce que ça me saoule. Oh là là. Un coup il y a un mob qui est là, un coup il y a un mob qui est pas là, toi ta gueule. Non, c'est bon, t'as déjà dit ce qu'il fallait, maintenant on avance. Ah, ça m'énerve. Alors, on va peut-être passer par là, ça va peut-être être différent du coup. Ouais, non. Ça change rien, c'est toujours de la merde. Mais regardez-moi cette ronde, mais putain, mais qu'est-ce qui s'est passé avec le... Avec les chemins de ronde des ennemis? Ils n'ont aucun sens. Et il y a un mob qui est là-bas, tu sais pas ce qu'il fout là? C'est... Mais c'est vraiment le plus gros YOLO que j'ai jamais vu. Hein. Bon, du coup, là, on a réussi. Grâce à un autre bug, mais purée, ils sont... Des fois, ils partent d'un côté, d'un autre fois, ils partent de l'autre, des fois, ils bougent pas, des fois, ils font ci, des fois, ils font ça. Des fois, tu sais pas pourquoi, il y a un mob qui est placé à un endroit. Mais, c'est... Oh là 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 là.
Nobody saw us. All we have to do is ambush them in the pit.
Hop là, on sauvegarde. Voilà. Là, c'est bon. On est bien. On peut y aller.
Rolf, you bastard, how could you be part of this disgrace?
You know that this is how the best soldiers are made. Soldiers, grab your weapons! Death to the traitors!
Stop! Soldiers, are you really going to obey these scoundrels? Do I need to remind you of the Guard's motto? Where is your honor?
I won't repeat myself, recruits. Execute these traitors!
Soldiers, listen to your captain. You are the victims of these monsters, and we are here to save you. We're doing our best to avoid a fight.
Well, what do you want us...
Enough!
Must I remind you what...
And however many...
Is this what...
No. Now, let's surrender.
No!
Shut up.
Congratulations, Lieutenant. You've trained cowards.
Their training wasn't finished, Captain. And the speeches were so convincing.
Silence! Where is this second squadron? Should have been here a long time ago.
They're not coming, Rolf.
They surrendered too. It would appear that your training methods aren't very effective.
Now that you no longer have lackeys to send after us, Rolf, you'll have to get your own hands dirty.
I've dreamt of shutting that big mouth of yours up for so long.
Baston!
Move away! Things are about to get dicey! Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
Et voilà. Ils sont eus. Alors... Ouais... La clé des sous-sols du camp fantôme.
Will you be all right, Kurt?
Yes. Yes. I'll be fine. I'm just glad to know that this camp won't kill anyone else.
What about you, Wilhelm?
Thank you for saving my life. Without you...
I hope you can forget all about this. This is not what the Guard is about.
I don't know if you'll be able to forgive us, Wilhelm.
I've been in your shoes on other nights. You didn't have the choice.
While we wait for this camp to close for good, you'll be under Wilhelm's command. You'll soon receive your transfer orders.
At your orders, Captain.
Glad it's you, Wilhelm.
You'll stay here for now. I'll send men I trust to come get you soon.
What do you want us to do?
I'll need backup if I really want to put an end to all of this. We must go see Major Sieglinder in New Serene. I need to tell her what was going on here.
Are you sure she wasn't involved?
Her? Never. She's old school. She already held the commander at a distance because she didn't like the direction the Guard was headed. He would have sacked her, or worse, if she didn't have so much support within the Guard. I should have listened to her.
There's no use brooding over the past. Let's go. We'll go see her immediately.
Sieglinder, I need to talk to you.
What's the matter, Kurt?
We've just returned from a training camp. A secret camp, where elite soldiers are trained through terror, humiliation, and torture.
Don't tell me that.
Yes. One of my recruits died, and he wasn't the only one. It is designed to create a regiment of assassins.
I am sorry, Kurt. I knew something was wrong, but I never would have thought it'd go that far.
We put an end to it all. We had to. But Torsten allowed it, even encouraged it.
I told you that the Commander's ambition would end up leading us astray from the ideals of the Guard, and that we would pay the price for it.
Yes. At the time, I told you you were exaggerating. That he had his reasons.
What are you gonna do?
I'm going to speak out, Sieglinder. And reveal the Commander's project to the Governor of the Congregation.
If I were as close to him and his family as you are, I would have done so a long time ago.
I know. I feel so stupid for not having understood Torsten's scheme until now.
You've always been a loyal person, Kurt. And too many loyalties are sometimes hard to reconcile. But Torsten betrayed us all. I'm counting on you to make him pay for it.
Believe me, he won't get away with it. Goodbye, Sieglinder.
Goodbye, Kurt. My men and I stand with you.
Ok. Ouais. Alors. Du coup, hop. Sauvegarder. Ah. Alors non. Pas comme ça. Ah, j'ai pas confiance. Non, ça. Ouais, la dernière fois, le jeu il a planté comme ça. Le jeu a planté la dernière fois, alors j'ai un peu peur. Compétences. Alors, le compétence qui était bien, c'était ça. Ah, il faut 2 points. Donc, il faut 2 points. Ok. Et ça, c'est quoi ça? Permet de faire une roulade en lançant rapidement une seconde esquive. Ça, ouais. Ok. Bah ouais. Ouais. On va faire ça. Mais du coup, faut attendre encore 1 point. J'ai récupéré un truc. C'est quoi ce que j'ai récupéré? C'est de la merde. Ok. D'accord. Hop.
Greenblood, my friend. Do you need something?
Alors.
Rolf appeared to know you well. What was he to you? A friend? A rival?
A little bit of both. I wouldn't have willingly chosen him to be my comrade. And yet he was. And he was always picking at me to make sure that he was the best, the strongest, and the most appreciated. I suppose we all have someone like this in our past. Did you not experience that with Constantine?
Constantine was never easygoing, but we were friends more often than we were rivals. I know he could be awful towards other children, but he always had a liking for me.
You were, and I think you still are, his only friend. The court has not been kind to him.
It's true. Did you know that his father told him one day that he would never climb up the ladder if he did not start behaving in a noble way? Constantine took it a bit too literally and decided to climb up the city walls.
Yes, I wasn't with you then, but I was told about it. That was the first time you saved his life. You were very brave that day. And if memory serves, thanks to you, he wasn't even punished. You really are the friend everyone dreams of having. Anything else?
Sieglinde appears to know you well, and to have a lot of respect for you.
We fought together. That brings people closer, you know that. But I can assure you that's all there is to it. Actually, up until now, I've fought by your side more often than I have hers.
Yet you still managed to surprise me.
I certainly hope so. Just as you surprise me often. Finding pleasure in discovering new aspects of one another's personality is half the fun of a relationship, isn't it? Anything else?
I must leave you.
Alors là c'est bon, du coup on a eu les deux réputations en plus, c'est bon.
Greenblood, my friend. Do you need something?
Alors je vais voir juste un petit truc sur Greedfall. Alors. Quête. Alors. Ok, donc ouais, non, pour l'instant, il nous reste encore une quête à faire pour faire ça. D'accord. Ok, ok. Ça marche. Non, c'est tout.
I must leave you.
Ok. Du coup, pour l'instant, on a fait que 2 quêtes de Kurt. C'est bien ce qui me semblait. Du coup, au niveau des quêtes annexes, c'est bon. Est-ce que y a quelque chose pour suivre?
Do you need something?
Non. On va pouvoir du coup aller voir l'autre perso. Alors, on peut aller par là. Mais du coup, en fait, il n'y a rien à faire. Il n'y a pas parlé à Constantin, par exemple, justement, de ça. Ou justement, peut-être faut attendre un petit peu. On va aller voir vite fait, justement, dans la salle du trône. Pour être sûr de rien rater à ce niveau-là. Alors, on sauvegarde. Ah. Alors.
Happy to see you, my dear.
You really don't look well. Have you not yet seen a doctor?
No, it's nothing. You know that I've always had a weak stomach. My nausea will leave me eventually. You wanted to tell me something?
I'm going to leave now. Goodbye, Constantine.
Look out for yourself.
Ok. Donc du coup... Ah mais ils sont partis. Ils sont partis donc faut vraiment aller dans l'appart. Ok. Et bah allons-y, c'est parti, let's go. Alors.
Ah, my child, I'm happy that you are here. I've had an idea that I wish to present to you.
Please do.
I've known the Mother Cardinal for quite some time. She is a formidable woman, gifted and diplomatically skilled. I fear that your cousin might be a little defenseless when dealing with her, and would like to give him a few weapons.
What do you have in mind?
Diplomacy is not only a matter of formal encounters and choreographed etiquette. If we had the means to action more personal leverage, the Mother Cardinal could not manipulate your cousin.
How could we ever find anything of that sort?
Everyone has nasty little secrets, my child. It's our task to discover Cornelia's.
Very well. Let's go and discover what the governor would rather keep hidden from the world.
Excellent.
How would you like to go about this?
We must search her apartments in St. Matthias. They'll be guarded, of course. But if we are discreet, that shouldn't be a problem.
This is taking quite a risk. The congregation's reputation could suffer if we're caught, and my cousin's position would be weakened.
I know. But keep in mind that I know the palace extremely well. And if we want to be sure to pass without being noticed, we need only dress ourselves up as servants.
That would improve our chances. Well, let's do it.
Alors. Voilà. Quoique en fait, ça serait peut-être mieux de prendre justement Kurt à la place de... à la place de Sura, maintenant que j'y pense.
Greenblood, my friend. Do you need something?
I must leave you.
Peut-être Vasco plutôt.
Glad to see you, my friend. Can I do anything for you?
Ah, c'est pas ça que je vais faire,
I
c'est
must
merde.
leave you.
Voilà. Et du coup, en fait, pour Kurt, c'est bon. Parce qu'il fallait avoir un statut amical avant une certaine quête principale. Donc pour l'instant, c'est assez cool en fait. Alors du coup, on retire et on va prendre du coup... Oh, voilà. J'ai oublié de faire carré. Voilà. Parce que justement, il vaut mieux pas prendre Siora quand on va quelque part. Ah mais non, mais du coup, on peut voyager. Alors, par contre, la quête principale qui s'est pas mis dessus. Enfin, la quête de Petrus. Les autres. Alors. Voyager. Hop. Let's go. Non, c'est pas ça que je voulais faire. Hop. Ouais, ça c'est bon. Bonjour. On va vendre. Hop. Voilà. Et là c'est nickel. Non mais attends. Pas vrai. Alors. Où est-ce qu'il faut qu'on aille du coup? Par là. Ah ouais, mais en plus, je peux faire un truc de ouf. Torse. Hop là. Voilà, je suis bien équipé maintenant. Tout va bien. Alors, on va sauvegarder. Alors, normalement, pour être discret, c'est pas là. Hop, excuse-moi. Voilà, normalement c'est par là. Ah oui, non, il n'y a pas l'échelle pour monter. Cassez-vous, cassez-vous. Donc là, on est obligé de monter par là.
Ah, Your Excellency. The Enlightened must have sent you. I would like to ask a favor of you.
I'm listening.
As you may be aware, we suspected this island might be the one St. Lucius wrote about.
Is that so?
We did, but let me explain. This island was where St. Matthias lived at the end of his life, and where he founded a perfect community. Some time ago, we created a village which we called Eden, following his example. We chose this place as it seemed to be the closest to the one described in the Holy Scriptures. It is a home to a community of converted islanders, accompanied and guided in their budding faith by our theologians. As you can imagine, it is of the utmost importance to us, all the more so because we discovered some tablets there, which were engraved by our founder.
An extraordinary discovery that confirms your suspicions.
I see you understand. Alas, these tablets were stolen, probably by the islanders who still reject our influence. I know that you are generally well accepted by the natives. That is why I was hoping that you could help us to retrieve what belongs to us.
I suppose I could go to Eden and try to retrieve them.
Marvelous. The leader of the community, Father Justinius, will be able to answer your questions. May the Enlightened assist you in this holy quest, Your Excellency.
Ok, donc en plus on a encore de nouvelles quêtes annexes. Il va falloir que j'aille voir vite fait l'Alliance du Pont pour voir parce que... Ça se trouve, eux aussi ils ont des quêtes annexes à me donner.
May the Enlightened always keep you in his divine blessing.
Putain, mais c'est la même chose. C'est exactement les mêmes bureaux, les mêmes trucs, les mêmes zones et tout. C'est un truc de ouf. Il y a juste des PNJ différents en fait. C'est pas très beau, hein. Votre Éminence, nous avons remis en mon ordre la salle du sous-sol que vous nous l'aviez, comme vous nous l'aviez demandé. Les dégâts causés par les invités de son Excellence étaient importants et nous avons hélas dû changer les tapis qui étaient abandonnément touchés. J'espère que les nouveaux vous agréeront. J'ai fait remettre la clé de la salle dans votre bureau, comme à mon habitude. Ok. faut redescendre, mais... Ah oui, du coup, là, il est fermé. Ah, c'est dommage qu'on peut pas passer... Ok. Donc du coup, il faut réussir à aller dans le bureau de la dame, quoi. Bon, faut aller en bas.
This area of the palace is forbidden to visitors, by order of the Mother Cardinal.
We did not know. Please, excuse us.
The basements are for servants only.
Very well. We'll go back up.
Donc, nouvelle séquence d'infiltration. Attention. Je sais pas si c'est juste parce que je joue sur PS5 que ça fait ça, mais de temps en temps pour sauvegarder c'est vraiment un enfer. C'est rare. C'est franchement quelque chose de très rare, mais c'est quand même présent. Mais bonjour, allô le jeu. Et puis évidemment ça fait planter littéralement la console dans ces cas-là. Ah, c'est pas vrai, putain, mais c'est pas possible. Ah. Oh. Il s'est passé quelque chose. On va attendre un petit peu. Ah. Ah mais va te faire foutre, en fait là j'ai rien fait. C'est pareil. Du coup... Oui, c'est bon. On sauvegarde. Voilà le bordel. Pourtant on est bien habillés, hein. Je comprends pas. On est où? On est loin. Ninja.
Ah, well. This is a very unique place. The smell of stupor and vice reign as its masters.
You're not wrong. We should search this place.
C'est du cul. Du cul. Ah là là. Ouais, les salles sur de plaisir, machin, etc. Ils sont souvent comme ça, les PNJ, en fait, ils sont debout et ils font rien. C'est pas très animé, quoi.
Oh, for goodness sake. This room reeks of alcohol.
And not just any old alcohol, if my nose does not deceive me. Cornelia always had great taste when it came to drinking.
It seems that someone forgot their earring.
Ugh, here is an object of more than questionable taste. A woman from a good family would never wear it. It's junk. The kind of thing a courtesan would wear.
I didn't know you were an expert on the subject, Father.
The subject of jewelry?
No, of courtesans.
We are here at the heart of human depravity. Outrageous luxury, excessively priced alcohol, obvious debauchery.
Surely this is enough to incriminate the Mother Cardinal.
No, my child. These things are common in certain circles, even in Talameh, unfortunately. Cornelia may well have organized these things for others. These parties might be of use in gaining some political favor. We must find out who is involved and learn more.
The earring that we found may help us with that. We could ask at the brothel if it belongs to a prostitute.
We should continue searching. Perhaps we missed something.
I don't have the key.
Ah, mais je peux rentrer. Attendez. J'ai un bonus pour le crochetage. Ah ouais. Oh cool. Je sais pas d'où il vient, mais trop cool. Du coup, j'ai pu rentrer. Alors, ce livre de comptes liste de nombreux emprunts réalisés auprès d'un usurier appelé Lapi. À chaque sortie correspondant à une entrée d'argent qui la comble très largement. Les sommes sont astronomiques. Il n'est cependant pas mentionné de qui ces entrées proviennent. Des paiements dénommés sucre d'orge apparaissent également très régulièrement.
This document is highly important. By reading it carefully, you could learn a lot. The Mother Cardinal apparently borrows large amounts of money from a moneylender. Actually, enormous sums.
What's more, she does so quite regularly. How does she manage to give it all back?
And the name Candy Cane crops up several times. Quite suspicious, don't you think?
This sweet person must be doing her huge favors to get these sums. I think we have everything we need. There is probably a connection between these pleasure parties and the account books. Let's ask a few questions.
The moneylender is well established. He can be found near the main square. As for this Candy Cane, the name doesn't ring any bells to me, but the moneylender must know more about him.
We can also go and gather information at the Coin Tavern. Perhaps the manager knows him.
Allez, let's go. On va sauvegarder. Il est parti vers l'entrée. C'est bon, il revient. Je sais pas où il est l'autre, parce qu'il y en avait un ici normalement. C'est bon, on est passé, on est des ninjas. Allez. Voilà. coup... Ah oui, donc du coup... non, c'est ça. On a du coup soit ça... Pourquoi il y a 2 quêtes maintenant? Ah oui, non. Donc on peut... Ouais... Ah, parce qu'il fallait déguiser l'équipe en domestique. Ah ouais, non, moi j'y suis allé en ninja, véritablement, quoi. On est des ninjas. Personne nous a vus. Allez, on va du coup à la taverne de Denier. Alors... C'est par là. Bonjour. On sauvegarde. Pour être sûr.
Can I get you anything?
I'm here for something else. Can I ask you a couple of questions?
If you wish. What would you like to know?
What can you tell me about a certain candy cane?
Candy cane? Everyone speaks about him, or has heard of him, but no one really knows him.
And what do they say about him?
Here, nothing. You need to go downstairs for that sort of thing.
To the games room and the brothel?
Yes, that's more the kind of place where they'd talk about him.
You sometimes deliver goods to your big clients. Isn't that right?
Of course. The rich don't like to get drunk among mere mortals.
And have you ever supplied anyone from the palace?
Yes, that has happened. It suits them.
And who places these orders?
Well, a steward, of course. Don't you know how things work?
A woman? Dressed in a long green cloak?
No, the steward is more discreet. On the other hand, the person in the big green coat, the steward speaks to her sometimes. They know each other or work together.
Do you think that the Mother Cardinal may have been here?
Are you drunk or something?
I have to go. I will leave you to your work.
Bah, c'est bon, on a eu la réponse, non?
A feast for the eyes, ladies and gentlemen, and it's free. Come and see me as soon as you have made your choice. You won't be disappointed. Of that I can assure you. Come on.
C'est vrai que franchement, ils ont l'air de s'éclater. Mais regardez-les. D'un côté, il y a les courtisanes. Et de l'autre, il y a des gens debout. Enfin, les courtisans, du coup, aussi. Et de l'autre, il y a les clients. Voilà. Et il y a un garde. Des deux côtés. Et là, c'est pareil. Il bouge pas. Il se passe pas grand chose dans leur truc.
So, have you found what you were looking for?
Let's just say that I'm gathering information.
My treasures are worth their price. I promise you that you will get your money's worth. For you, I'm sure we can make a special arrangement.
Father, do you want to explain to this man why we are here?
Of course. We are not here for your services, but to lead an investigation. Several clients of yours have made a complaint. Precious objects disappearing after your employees' visits.
People in very high places are concerned, which explains why we've been asked to take care of it.
This cannot be. Well, listen. Come in, but please be discreet.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Look, a new face. Oh, but wouldn't that be... Hello, Father.
Oh, hello.
We would like to know if you know who this earring belongs to. Is it maybe yours?
Absolutely not. I am careful not to leave my belongings with clients, and I have no desire to answer your questions. That doesn't fall within my services.
Very well. Goodbye.
Bon, en tout cas, c'est pas elle. Bonjour.
There are too many of you for me alone, my little lambs.
Sorry, madam, but we are here to ask other favors of you. This question might seem a little surprising, but do you know who this earring might belong to?
Why? It's mine. I lost it when... How did you get hold of it?
Are you sure you want to broach that subject here?
You're right. Come with me. Well, what do you want? Why are you giving me back my earring?
You know where we found it, don't you?
Obviously. I realized as soon as I got back that I'd lost it.
I imagine your pimp does not know that you take part in these parties. He doesn't dabble in this at all?
No. Do not say anything to him, I beg you. He's on my case enough as it is.
Then I suggest you answer my questions.
What would you like to know?
Could you tell us who you saw at the parties?
Rich people, or better. They seemed very rich and important to me. But I don't know them.
Do you know who organizes these parties?
Not really, no. A steward pays me when I go, but I don't see anyone else, apart from the clients.
You can't even give me a single name?
No. The only person who sometimes speaks to this steward is a woman who is always wearing a green coat. She never takes part in the festivities, but the steward rushes over whenever she arrives.
Do you think that an important person from Talameh could have partaken in these soirees?
You're thinking of Mother Cardinal, aren't you? You lot really think we are a bunch of degenerates.
You're hardly a shining example of virtue, my child. Just answer our questions.
Sorry, Father, I don't know the Mother Cardinal, but I strongly doubt she dabbles in that.
You don't think you could recognize her, and you don't think you've crossed paths. What a testimony. Admit it. You must know more than you're letting on. It's virtually impossible not to recognize someone while being so close to these influential people. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, I was able to recognize someone, once. Even with a mask on, I'm good at recognizing my clients.
Please continue. I'm all ears.
I don't want to implicate anyone, but he is of no real importance, and you've probably never even heard of him. It's the local moneylender.
I know very well who you're referring to, my dear.
But I didn't mention anything to you, huh? This stays between us.
I don't even remember the subject of this conversation anymore. This woman in the green coat. Could you tell me about her?
She always hides her face and never joins us. Then she disappears into a little office and locks the door.
I see. She is quite important, then. Do you know someone who goes by the name of Candy Cane?
Everyone does. He is a powerful person, so his name makes the rounds.
Have you ever spotted him at these pleasure parties?
In all honesty, I wouldn't even be able to recognize him. I've heard his name before, but that's all.
Thank you for your help.
Be sure not to mention this to anyone. I'd lose my clients if they suspected me of speaking about them, you know.
Ok, alors. Du coup, ça c'est bon. Ok. Donc là, il n'y a personne à parler. Et... est-ce qu'il y a quelqu'un d'autre à parler par ici? Ah oui, lui. Bonjour. Ah, par contre, hop, on sauvegarde. Toujours important.
Good day. Welcome. You here to wager? To fight?
On what would we be betting?
On the fights in the arena. You never heard of them? Quite a few come here and bet fortunes.
And do they win?
A few do. Others have less luck. But they do get the thrill either way, you see. And that's all that counts.
What is this arena?
It's a place of great pomp and entertainment, where all manner of fights take place. Men, women, savage beasts, island monsters. People are coming from everywhere on the island to participate, or to bet.
I imagine that the name Candy Cane rings a bell.
Obviously, even though I would prefer it wasn't the case. He's a sort of organizer. He captures most of the beasts who fight in the arena.
How is that a problem?
Apparently, he's fixed a few fights. These kind of rumors aren't good for my business.
If that's the case, why don't you stop him?
He has friends, protectors. Without solid evidence, no one will lift a finger. And the only ones who wanted to speak of his cartel have disappeared.
Do you know where I could find him?
He often hangs out around the port at night, but I strongly advise you to stay away from the guy.
I know how to look after myself. Thanks for the information. Has the Mother Cardinal ever come here to place bets?
The Mother Cardinal? And why not Saint Matthias himself while you're at it?
I must be going.
Next time, then.
Good day.
Welcome.
I must be going.
Next time, then.
Bah non, du coup, c'est-à-dire qu'eux, ils ont plus rien à discuter. Du coup, pourquoi il laisse ça? Est-ce que lui, il a d'autres choses à me dire?
Can I get you any? Look who it is.
I am looking for a woman who comes here. She always wears a long green coat.
Yes, I have seen this coat before, but I have no idea who is beneath it, if that's what you're asking. All I know is that I've seen her speaking to a regular, a steward of the palace who comes to place big orders. Always prime choice.
I have to go. I will leave you to your work.
Ah, c'est bon. Peut-être que maintenant, on a ce qu'il faut pour pouvoir parler avec le gars.
Good day.
Welcome.
Oui.
I am looking for someone. A woman wearing a big green coat.
Yeah, I know who you mean. She's a good client. She comes in, especially for the big fights, and she has prime information.
Do you know where I can find her?
No, I don't even know her name.
She wouldn't happen to be coming back to collect some winnings, would she?
No, and I can't really tell you when she'll show up next.
I must be going.
Next time, then.
Voilà. Maintenant, il reste plus que l'usurier. C'est parti. Alors... oh. Alors... c'est par là. On est sur le bon chemin. Hop. On sauvegarde.
Can I help you?
Yes, actually. I have a small favor to ask.
You don't look like you need money from me.
I'll get straight to the point. I have bad news for you. I know about the decadent parties at the palace. I know that you take part in them.
What? But what are you talking about?
Stop acting all innocent. I have all the evidence I need to incriminate you. Although your reputation isn't spotless, there are others who have a lot more at stake than you. What if I were to spread it around town that you boast about being there? You know what happens when tongues wag too much.
That's enough! All right, I get the message. What do you want?
It would appear that you know the Mother Cardinal very well. I know that she borrowed money from you. I even know how much. What I want to know is why.
I have no idea. Do you really think that my clients tell me everything about their lives?
Does she still owe you money?
No, she always pays me back on time, and with interest.
Do you think she is plundering the city funds?
Ha! If that were the case, the funds would have been depleted long ago. Nah, the money's coming from elsewhere.
Tell me about Candy Cane.
We're not close, if that's what you want to know. I just know his name, like everyone else. I mean, there are some rumours. They say he does his business in the basement of the Coin Tavern.
What kind of business?
Oh, nothing to do with my line of business. He deals in arena fights, which would be on me.
I would advise you to keep all of this to yourself.
I don't want any trouble. I will be as silent as a stone.
So, how do you see things, my child?
I think that the usurer is lending money to the Cardinal, and very significant sums at that. With this money, she bets on the arena fights while hiding in a big green coat. And she also gives large amounts to a certain Candy Cane, known for fixing fights.
Not only does our dear Cornelia love betting games, but she also wouldn't think twice about cheating to win.
Maybe he is just giving her advice. How can we prove anything?
We can always try asking him. Who knows? Perhaps he will give us an answer.
Allez, on va aller voir Sucre d'orge. Quel nom pourri quand même. Alors. C'est par là. Cassez-vous. Non. Attendez, mais il bouge. Il y a un combat. Des méchants. Bonjour. Attention, je vois bien. Bonjour Gilles, comment vas-tu? Bienvenue. Alors, bonjour. Ah non, c'est bon. C'est pas des méchants. Ah, quoique, c'est peut-être des méchants en fait. Super bien, c'est cool. On est en train de, du coup, de faire des quêtes annexes sur Greedfall. Alors, on va parler à Sucre d'orge. C'est parti.
Good evening. Are you the one they call Candy Cane?
Who are you?
Desardet, legate of the merchant congregation.
A legate, no less. I imagine in these cases, the one accompanying you is the famous Petrus.
You seem to be very well informed. Therefore, you might be able to answer my question. What do you know about a woman in a green coat?
Why would I tell you?
We know that you have business with this woman, and that she is actually the Mother Cardinal.
How did you... You would be better off forgetting that.
That's not exactly the response I'd imagined. But nevertheless, seems rather eloquent.
I told you to forget about it, or you'll soon run into trouble. Legate or no legate.
Come on. It was just an innocent little conversation. Goodbye, Mr. Kane.
Bye. And Godspeed.
We have enough information.
Really? Is the fact that she bets on fights that are potentially fixed enough for you?
It's already a huge scandal. Let me just think about it for a little while. I will find a way of putting this information to good use.
I have faith in you, Father.
On a terminé la quête, c'est bon. Du coup, t'as acheté le jeu aujourd'hui? T'y as joué du coup? Comment tu le trouves? Alors, qu'est-ce que... Il y aurait la musique des combats. Il est censé y avoir des méchants quelque part, mais là je sais pas. Peut-être par là. Ah ouais, méchant. Alors personnellement, moi je l'aime bien. C'est un jeu un petit peu, un RPG un peu à l'ancienne. Après le jeu a quand même quelques problèmes techniques essentiellement. Mais franchement, c'est pas trop mal. Voilà, là faut savoir que du coup je joue avec la difficulté maximale et que du coup la difficulté maximale, en fait le début du jeu est compliqué parce qu'en plus le jeu est pas très pédagogue, le tuto est pas ouf, donc pour comprendre exactement comment bien manier le jeu c'est pas forcément super facile. Mais une fois qu'on a compris qu'il y avait pas mal de petites mécaniques d'infiltration ou de trucs comme ça, oui c'est quand même un monde ouvert. Alors t'as des maps. Alors là on est dans la ville, et là du coup ça c'est une des maps, tu peux voyager par les différents trucs, ici. Du coup ce qui fait que ça fait encore une région encore plus grande. Et du coup tu vas voyager entre ces différentes zones, mais c'est vraiment des zones ouvertes. Hein. Avec pas mal de trucs à looter, d'artisanat, de machin, etc. Mais ouais, à part du coup le système de combat qui est... et surtout le système aussi d'infiltration qui est pas du tout expliqué dans le jeu. C'est à part ça, en fait, le jeu est très cool, l'histoire est vraiment très bonne. Et une fois que t'as compris en fait comment fonctionnait le jeu, ça devient tout de suite plus facile. Ah, bandit encore. Et une fois qu'on est voilà. Alors je me concentre. Voilà, en moins. Voilà. Alors on va reculer. Ah. Voilà, il y en a eu un autre. Voilà, en gros ça c'est un peu le système de combat. En fait chaque combat sont dans des zones. Et en sortant des zones en fait t'es plus dans le mode de combat. Ce qui fait que dans le mode justement difficile, enfin le plus dur, c'est beaucoup plus simple de jouer comme ça. Et là après on fuit. Alors là pour le coup on n'est pas obligé, mais au tout début du mode difficile c'est ce qu'il faut faire. Voilà. Ouais bah là on n'a pas le choix. Voilà. Et voilà. Donc il y a un petit système d'infiltration où on peut justement faire une attaque furtive, ce qui est très utile au début du jeu. Mais après au fur et à mesure qu'on monte justement l'équipement, les armes et tout ça, ça devient quand même plus simple. Donc c'est assez cool. Non sinon franchement le jeu il est sympa. C'est pas un grand jeu mais il est cool. Alors, du coup, ouais, moi je savais pas, je suis juste reparti en fait là, mais je sais pas ce que je fais. Voilà, ah oui, je voulais vite fait aussi aller voir la capitale de l'Alliance du Pont pour voir si eux n'avaient pas de quête. Alors, du coup, hop, on va enlever Petrus. Non, hop, voilà. Parce que évidemment l'Alliance du Pont ne kiffe pas les autres. Voilà. Il y a tout un système de faction avec les tenues en plus. C'est plus facile d'infiltrer une zone si on a la tenue justement de la faction en question. Avec... Oui, voilà. Avec le petit logo tout en bas à côté des pièces. Il y a le poids, l'argent et le logo de la faction. Donc voilà, il faut au moins en avoir une de chaque. Pour pouvoir s'infiltrer plus facilement et avoir plus d'affinité avec les autres. J'ai pas l'air d'avoir grand chose à... Non. J'ai pas l'air d'avoir grand chose à revendre. Du coup... franchement, à part quelques petits problèmes techniques du coup au tout début, et puis justement le système de combat qui est pas... c'est-à-dire durant les... du coup les premiers combats, je m'en suis fait des crampes. Du coup à parer, etc. Mais parce que je jouais du coup en difficile. Sinon la bande son du coup c'est Olivier de Rivière. Et c'est ultra quali. Là-dessus. Il y a des très bonnes musiques. Il me semble d'ailleurs que j'en avais mis dans ma playlist. Alors... Voyons, est-ce qu'il y a des quêtes?
Your Excellency.
Lady de Sade, and to what do I owe this honor?
Eh ben non. Y a pas de quête.
I have to go. Look forward to seeing you again.
Farewell, my lady.
C'est-à-dire, genre, qu'est-ce que tu veux dire par là? C'est vrai qu'après, il y a pas beaucoup de monde qui le stream, ouais. Alors moi, du coup, je joue à la version PlayStation Plus. Donc à la version PS4, on est sur, je joue sur une PS5, mais je joue avec la version PS4. Mais après, c'est des petits jeux. Enfin, c'est un jeu AA, hein, c'est un jeu à petit budget. C'est aussi pour ça qu'il est plus difficile à trouver et qu'il y a beaucoup moins de personnes qui y jouent. Alors, du coup, ouais, non, c'est pas ça.
Do you need...
I must leave you. See you later.
Ouais, ouais, là j'ai pas fait beaucoup de quêtes principales et j'en suis déjà à plus de 24 heures de jeu, ouais. Enfin 24 heures de stream même dessus du coup. Donc ouais, pour l'instant la durée de vie elle est plutôt conséquente. Voilà, ça c'est mieux. Et du coup, faut aller ici. Alors. Hop, ok. Mince. Non, c'est par là. Faut rentrer littéralement dans le village. Alors. Je sais plus pourquoi on avait cette quête.
Astounding place.
My mother told me about this place. She said that the village was devoured by the houses of the sons. How could their chief accept this?
All that's left to do is find Father Justinius.
Qu'est-ce que du coup... Non, faut remonter par ici. J'ai pris le mauvais chemin. Alors. Hop. On sauvegarde. Pour pas rater un choix.
Father.
I'm glad to see you, my child. What can I do for you?
The Mother Cardinal has asked me to investigate the theft of these tablets you discovered.
That's excellent news. The loss of the tablets is a catastrophe. We have to find them at all costs. If you want to learn more about these tablets, you should go ask Sister Eugenia. She supervises the theologians who discovered them, and were also guarding them. You should find her a bit further in the village, with her colleagues.
Who are the suspects of this theft?
The heretical brutes of the village of Vedlug most likely had a hand in this. They must have wanted to please the demons they worshipped by stealing the holy word from us.
How could they have learned of the tablet's existence?
Perhaps the demons are giving them this power. Unless one of the natives living in the village innocently mentioned them. They are so naive. Either way, I am certain that the heretics are involved in this matter.
I must leave you. Goodbye.
May the enlightened always keep you in their divine blessing.
I wondered how my people could accept the priests settling in their home like this.
It all seems a bit too convenient. If we find out some information about the history of Eden, maybe we'll change our view on things. The theft of the relic is probably not a coincidence.
Ok. Alors du coup, où est-ce qu'il faut se rendre? Alors faut aller au nord et au sud. On va du coup commencer par aller au sud du village. Hop, toujours sauvegarder, on sait jamais. Voilà.
Hello. The Mother Cardinal asked me to help you find the tablets that were stolen. Can I ask you some questions?
Of course. But hurry, I have a lot to do.
I talked to Father Justinius. He told me that you were supervising the theologians here.
Indeed. It is under my supervision that the research on Saint Matthias is conducted.
Whom do you suspect of being the thief?
Alas. I'm afraid there are many suspects. These tablets are priceless relics. Some settlers may have fallen prey to the lure of profit. The heretical natives of Vedlug may have wanted to take them away from us. Or it could have been vengeance by those who had to leave the village.
Where were the tablets the night they were stolen?
We were keeping them in one of the village's shacks. We intended to bring them to San Matthias later. But first, we wanted to examine them in order to obtain as much information as possible. You can go and take a look in the shack if you want to, but I couldn't find any traces of forced entry.
I imagine that someone was keeping watch over them.
Of course, we took turns guarding the shack. But some of us can't have taken the task that seriously. If I remember correctly, it was Brother Virgil who was guarding them that night.
Well, thank you for these pieces of information.
I am the one who should be thanking you. Especially if you managed to retrieve the tablets for us.
Thank you. I will let you work.
Alors... Il y a encore des trucs à lui demander. Peut-être que toutes les informations sont pas encore là.
Greetings. Desade. I'm handling the investigation into the theft of the tablets. Sister Eugenia told me to talk to you.
I'm Brother Virgil. What would you like to know?
According to your colleague, you were the one in charge of guarding the tablets on the night of the theft. Is that right?
Indeed.
What can you tell me about that night? Did you hear or see anything?
No, nothing in particular. The night was quiet, and then the morning after, we saw they were gone.
Someone had to enter the shack to steal the tablets. How did that happen?
I have no idea. The door was closed in the morning, and the lock was intact.
Do you suspect anyone in particular?
Not really. What I can tell you for sure is it is not one of us.
Well, Sister Eugenia did tell me that the tablets were priceless.
Of course. But our motivation is not the lure of profit. All that matters to us is their value as proof, not the money we could make out of them.
Do you think the culprit could be a native?
Well, since none of us did it, it seems obvious. There aren't many other settlers around here, and the natives knew of the existence of these tablets before we found them. They were attached to them too, in their own way.
They are the ones who led you to them.
Well, we conducted the research, but they helped us find where they were hidden. Some inhabitants of the village are still giving us a hand with our work.
Well, thank you. I will investigate where the theft took place.
As you wish. But you won't find anything there. And why does it matter, anyway? There were witnesses to the discovery of these tablets. We have all the proof we need. And that's all that matters.
What do you mean?
Now we can prove Saint Matthias lived here. Our actions on this island are justified. To keep rummaging the way Sister Eugenia does will only create more tensions with the natives.
I was not expecting a theologian to say such things. I will leave you to your work. Goodbye.
Alors, du coup... Est-ce qu'elle a quelque chose d'autre à redire?
Can I ask you some questions?
Of course.
Nope.
Thank you. I will...
On va aller au nord du village. Hop, on sauvegarde. Alors, est-ce qu'il y a du loot quelque part? Oui. Ok. Encore là. Alors, bonjour.
Hello. I am Lair, the village leader. Well, I was the leader of this village.
Hello. De Sardet. I'm the legate of the merchant congregation.
There are Onolmenawi among the Logaed Blau. I did not know that. What do you want from me?
I have heard a lot of things about this village of Eden, but I'd like to hear your version.
I'm not sure I have the answers to all of your questions, but I'll try.
Tell me about the arrival of the people of Talameh and how you received them.
The priests were roaming around the village. They were saying that it was the place where their saint had lived. They were asking questions, talking about the light and all these things. One morning they were building houses next to ours. And we had new neighbors.
The priests told me that they had managed to convert you. How did that happen?
As long as we refused to listen to them, they were violent, and they destroyed some of our sanctuaries. So we let them talk. And now that they think that we love their god, they leave us alone. Some of the things they say are beautiful, and their magic is impressive. but we do not forget our spirits.
One of the theologians told me that you had helped them in their research.
They wanted to find tracks of the old sage, of the one they call Saint Matthäus, and they were rummaging through everything. Our Donegad did not want to tell them anything, because the old sage is sacred here. But since they violently interrogated everyone, I thought it wise to guide them to the place where the stones were.
What happened to your warriors? Why did they have to leave the village?
They did not accept the presence of the priests and their questions. They tried to retake the village. They even asked Deirdre, the chief of Vedlug, for her help. So, the priests called the Soul Lasser, the Burning Suns, and they killed many of them. I asked for peace, and the others left us. They wanted to join Vedlug. Perhaps they have done so.
Aren't you angry after all that happened?
No. I mourn those who died, of course, and the Vorstyrent. But this village may be our opportunity.
Your opportunity for what?
For the Renaigse to understand who we are. Not savages, nor monsters, but men, perhaps wiser than they are.
I have to go.
Like so many others.
Ok, alors... Ça c'est bon. Faut retourner au milieu. On va retourner quand même vers au sud du village pour voir s'ils ont pas quelque chose à dire. Parce que s'ils ont toujours un point d'exclamation, c'est qu'ils ont probablement quelque chose encore à dire.
Can I ask you some questions?
Of course. But hurry, I have a lot to do.
Non.
Thank you. I will let you work.
Non, l'autre non plus du coup. Ouais, si, du coup, oui, ils ont encore des trucs à dire, effectivement,
Can I
en fait.
ask you some questions?
Of course. But hurry, I have a lot to do.
The Mother Cardinal told me that this village has been developed on the basis of St. Lucius's writings. Are you one of the theologians who helped in its creation?
Yes. I was sent here to confirm that this place is indeed the one described in the writings, and then I stayed.
What was the reaction of the natives when you arrived here?
Most of them were not in favor of us living amongst them. They were afraid we might chase them out of their own village. And there were even more protests once we started talking about searching for traces of Saint Matthäus. I suppose they thought we would destroy all of their raised stones and other places of superstition.
Were there any confrontations with the natives?
Yes. The warriors of the village attacked us. The Ordo Luminous actually had to intervene. The Inquisition managed to make them run away. The islanders tried to attack again with the support of Vedlug, but we stood our ground. And when Lur, the chief of the village, finally accepted our presence, things calmed down.
Thank you. This information will certainly prove to be useful. Thank you. I will let you work. Hello, brother.
Oh, Desade, is that you?
Have you been in Eden for a long time?
2 months, approximately. Back then, there were still some pagan natives in the village. I joined Sister Eugenia's team with some of my colleagues, so we could give them a fresh outlook on things. We arrived straight from Talameh, hoping to study some new texts. But once we were here, I understood that my real mission was with the islanders. We must bring the light to this island.
You talked about a mission with the natives. What did you mean by that?
I may be under the command of Sister Eugenia here, but my superior is Bishop Domitius. Our mission is to banish pagan cults and convert the entire population to the light. The island belongs to Saint Matthias, and therefore to Talameh, since the God of Light offered it to our founder.
If your superior's Domitius, you are a member of the Ordo Luminis. I did not expect to find one of its members side by side with the missionaries. They usually do not get along.
The Order goes everywhere the light needs to be revealed.
You have a very unique way of seeing things. I doubt everyone accepts it. How are your relations with the natives?
When I arrived, we were still trying to obtain information from them about Saint Matthias, but they were very reluctant to give us any answers. We were also trying to educate them. Our attempts eventually made some of the inhabitants of the village react badly. Most stubborn against our teachings, the warriors, and the marked. The ones the natives call the Onomanawi. They eventually left, and it has proved nothing but a blessing for us. I would like to go back to work now, if you don't mind.
Of course. I will leave you to your work. Goodbye.
Ok. Alors par contre là il y a une icône. Qu'est-ce que c'est? C'est sur le... Ah c'est par là. Ouais il y a un truc par ici. Alors...
There's only one entrance and the door shows no evidence of a break-in.
This priest, Virgil, said that the night was calm. So calm that he probably fell asleep. So, the thieves only had to take the key from him.
It's very likely that that's what happened. But someone must have informed them. It can't be a coincidence that they decided to steal it during the watch of the only neglectful guard.
You think that the one who told them is in this village?
We know that this theft could be an act of vengeance by the natives who were forced to leave here. They must still have allies in the village. Family or friends. We should go talk to the chief of the natives. He will certainly know who's close to the exiles, and enough about the researchers to inform them.
Ok. Bon. Alors...
Father.
I'm glad to see you, my child. What can I do for you?
Tell me about how you created this village.
We did not create it from the ground up. It was built around an existing native village. The islanders called it Vigsenagad, which translates to the Village of the Old Sage. We saw it as a sign. The natives had probably chosen this name in memory of Saint Matthias, and everything here fit the description of Saint Lucius. The discovery of the tablets proved us right. So, we decided to rebuild our Eden here, in the spirit of peace and harmony which is described in the scriptures.
Why share this village with the natives?
To replicate and resume the work of our founder, of course. If he came here and managed to convert the natives, then it is our duty to do the same thing. By living side by side with them, it is much easier for us to pass on our teachings.
How well do you get along with the natives who live here?
Very well, of course. Especially since those who opposed our presence left.
Left? To go where?
Oh, to other villages, I imagine. Does it even matter? Those who stayed are on the path of enlightenment. Some of their legends must have been about Saint Matthias. That helped to convince them.
And how well have neighboring villagers welcomed you?
With some reluctance, to be perfectly honest. So, we sent them missionaries. There are still frequent conflicts with the village of Vedlug, a highly violent village of heretics. But the other villages, the more peaceful ones, are slowly starting to listen to the sacred word.
There are no Onol-Manawi and no warriors here either. Did they all leave?
Perfect harmony takes time, my child. I have no doubt that one day we will manage to convince your kind to convert. But, in the meantime, We must settle for the miracle of great coexistence that this place already represents. Nobody thought we could live side by side with your people. And yet...
I must leave you. Goodbye.
May the Enlightened always keep you in their divine blessing.
I knew that the story would be more complex than we'd been told.
The priests separated this village into two parts. The exiles must be broken-hearted, having left their clan behind.
Had they been wiser and accepted their new neighbors, they'd never have been forced to leave.
Either way, the resentment here is strong enough for a theft to occur.
Alors, où est-ce qu'on doit aller? Ok, allons le voir. On va voir le chiffre. Hop, on va sauvegarder.
You have returned on Almanawi. Do you need something else?
I think I know who stole the tablets.
Really?
I believe those who were exiled from your village seek vengeance because the missionaries forced them to leave. They must have taken the tablets, with the help of someone else who stayed here.
You may be right, but you may also be wrong.
You do well to tell me what you know. Once the priests have reached the same conclusions as I have, how do you think they will interrogate you?
You're probably right. The Inquisitors would come back, and my people would suffer. I do not want to break the peace that I did all I could to make. I think the name of the woman you are looking for is Vindwal. She helps the priests who seek the old sage.
If she's helping the priests, why would she betray them now?
Her son is one of the warriors who had to leave the village. He is filled with anger and fury. If you go talk to her, please, do not hurt her. She is but a mother who acted according to her son's wishes.
I have no intention of hurting her. But things may not be so simple when it comes to her son. I have to go.
Like so many others.
Ok, alors du coup il faut aller où? Déjà il faut sortir. Mais où est-ce qu'il faut aller? Ok. Allons lui parler. Non, c'est un peu plus bas. Alors, on sauvegarde.
Greetings. Are you Vindwal?
Birdtear Tumad. Yes, that is me. What do you want?
What can you tell me about Lair, your former leader?
He is a man of peace. Some people dislike him, not me. Everything he did to save the village. But I think the mind shakers made him forget what we are. He almost speaks like them now.
Listen, I know you helped the exiles to steal the tablets of Saint Matthias.
No, this is not true. It wasn't me.
There's no point in denying it. I know you did it for your son who had to leave the village.
If you know that, then you know that I don't have the tablets. So what do you want from me?
The only means of alleviating the situation with Talameh is to give the priests their tablets back. So if you do not want your son to suffer their wrath, it would be best if I could retrieve them discreetly.
Bran and the rest of the exiles are hiding in the woods, beyond the stone circle.
If you want to take the tablets away from them without being seen, do not take the path on the left. It is riddled with traps. And please, do not hurt my son.
Ok, donc les tablettes, elles sont... par là. D'accord. Ah oui, ok, d'accord, je comprends où c'est. Ok. Et bah ça, pour le coup, on le fera du coup une prochaine fois. Parce que là, il va être l'heure que j'arrête, personnellement. Voilà, voilà. Bon, en tout cas, c'est cool, on a quand même plutôt avancé. On a avancé un peu dans la quête principale, quelques quêtes annexes. C'est cool. Donc voilà, donc du coup, on va recommencer... alors là, du coup, mardi. Mardi, alors je pourrais pas dire à quelle heure on va commencer, mais on va continuer justement à faire du Greedfall. Et évidemment, du coup, mon programme de stream, je vais y arriver. Mon programme de stream, du coup, c'est le lundi, le mercredi et le vendredi, on fait du Assassin's Creed. Actuellement, on est sur Assassin's Creed Rogue. Et du coup, le mardi, le jeudi et le dimanche soir, on est du coup sur Greedfall actuellement. Voilà, voilà. Franchement, je suis plutôt assez content. On a plutôt bien avancé. Donc nous, on va se retrouver du coup soit demain du coup pour la suite de Rogue, où on va du coup continuer à faire de l'exploration parce qu'on avait terminé l'histoire vendredi. Et sinon, on se retrouvera du coup mardi pour la suite de Greedfall, où là, on va aussi continuer du coup la suite des quêtes annexes. En fait, qu'il reste plus que celle-là. Et puis après, du coup, on pourra continuer la suite de l'histoire principale. Peut-être qu'on fera un petit défi de l'arène. Voilà, on a été au 3ème défi. Peut-être qu'on fera un défi de l'arène avant de continuer l'histoire principale, on va bien voir. Voilà, voilà. Donc du coup, moi, je vais mettre un peu de musique. Hop. Voilà, on va mettre comme ça. En tout cas, si le stream vous a plu, n'hésitez pas à follow la chaîne si ce n'est pas déjà fait. Merci beaucoup d'avoir été présent, c'est super cool. Et du coup, moi, je vais vous laisser là-dessus. Donc du coup, soit je vous retrouve demain pour Assassin's Creed Rogue, soit mardi, du coup, pour Greedfall. De là, passez une bonne soirée. Et du coup, je vous souhaite aussi une bonne soirée et une bonne journée pour demain. Et on se retrouve du coup demain ou mardi. Allez, salut tout le monde et à la prochaine.